Ja, här kommer en profetisk uppdatering. Vi närmar oss tidens slut och vi gör väl i att vakta på det profetiska ordet.
Look what they found in the Hezbollah tunnels. Russian weapons. Look at this. That's what this is. Russian weapons. As one person commented, a lot of Russian-supplied weapons. And then this particular person commented, make no mistake, this already is a world war. You have Russia involved. And we've said that all along. As you look at this, from the beginning, we've been saying, people who've been teaching Bible prophecy have been paying attention, said, look, Russia's involved with Iran, they're involved with Turkey. We know that the day is coming when there will be an official agreement, an official alliance with Russia, Turkey, and Iran, and also Sudan and Libya coming from the south that are going to attack, they're going to swarm Israel. But God's going to give the victory. In fact, on Tim Thompson's program with Eric Stakelbeck, we recorded yesterday. I believe it posted today. Just that question was asked. And you know, you look at it, you go, where's all of this going? Russia's going to be embarrassed by what's going on. Iran is going to be totally embarrassed, whatever the next step is, whatever takes place next. I believe things will escalate. I believe Israel's going to get the upper hand. It's been an absolute miracle what's happened so far with God providing the protection for Israel. Isn't that rather amazing? So God's done that. But with that, Iran will be totally embarrassed when all is said and done. And there's going to be this push toward peace, a push toward world peace. Can never allow this to happen again. And Israel's going to be forced into entering into some kind of an agreement because they can't get this close to World War III again. But look at that. Those are Russian weapons for Hezbollah through Iran. Interesting dynamic. Surprise to us? No. Well, let's shift over here to North Carolina and the flooding. A post-apocalyptic scene. North Carolina communities wiped off the map by Helene. That'd be the hurricane. The governor in North Carolina said that hundreds of roads were destroyed and that the entire communities were wiped off the map because of the storm Helene last weekend over the weekend. Consider the roads closed in western North Carolina. Governor Roy Cooper told CNN, we do not need sightseers coming in to observe the damage. We ask you do not come in unless you're on a specific mission to help with rescue. Wow. So you look at that. I received this report this morning. Let me read it to you. And I don't know how much has increased since then, but 500 body bags were ordered. People have been found in trees. People have been washed up all over. People have just been killed. Absolutely horrific. We can't forget to pray for the people who are affected by this storm. Just absolutely horrific. You know, people say, well, that's pretty stupid. All you do is pray. No, the greatest thing that we can do is pray and then use our hands and feet. And if you're in that area, it's an opportunity to be hands and feet on the ground with genuine love of the Lord Jesus Christ, but ministering because people really need it. Let's move on. Bank of America customers report widespread outage as zero balances. Bank of America customers on Wednesday reported having problems accessing their bank accounts or that their account balances currently show zero. The outage started around 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. That would be yesterday. Goes on to say that numerous B of A users have posted screenshots of empty account balances. Epoch Times staff member reported not being able to log into their B of A account. Some users on social media stated B of A had not yet alerted them to the problem. Meanwhile, some users have reported problems using Zelle. It's not clear how many customers were impacted or when the problem will be resolved. You know, you look at something like this and you start to think, when will it be resolved? Well, what's going to happen when digital currency is suddenly here? It's online and your money's gone. The money, you know it, it's gone. And all of a sudden you're going to have digital bucks deposited into your account based on your social credit score. I know that sounds like an alarmist thing to say, but this is the reality. of what we keep hearing. We are going digital. We know we are going digital. But then look at this. All of a sudden, there's no money there. Think they can just shut you down. This is the intent. We understand this from the book of Revelation, Revelation chapter 13. All commerce will be absolutely controlled. The social credit system is coming here. Well, it's already kind of here to some extent. We see censorship in various ways that is performed. But boy, if you saw that video with John Kerry, we posted it several days ago, saying, hey, if we don't win the election, then we won't be able to control what people, we won't be able to control the internet. We won't be able to control what people are saying on programs like this. In other words, we have to win the election so we can control speech. In other words, there will be no more free speech. So you start looking at social credit system and all these different things. You look at this with B of A, kind of should make you wonder as we see the digital currency is going to come online. Zero Hedge reports also U.S. closes $1.5 billion loan to resurrect shuttered Michigan nuclear power plant. Okay, for those of you who are old enough to remember, this takes us back to 1979. It was 3 Mile Isle. Remember that? The nuclear power plant shut down because of a meltdown that took place. So you had this massive radiation leak, largest one, I believe, in U.S. history. So we think it reminds you of Chernobyl over in Russia. Remember that? So with 3 Mile Isle. So what happened then? We've got to shut down all nuclear plants, all nuclear plants, all nuclear plants. Shut them all down. Well, guess what? Because of the demands of energy from AI, nuclear plants are coming back, folks. Not because you need it, but because there is a problem, and they realize we want everybody to have electric cars. We want everybody to have this. We want to, and AI is a massive. In fact, AI to run it takes more energy than to run pretty much anything. Entire cities just to run one plant, one database. You start looking at this, and you're going, okay. So check this out. Here's what. Guess who's buying this? Well, it's in a connection with the U.S. government, but it is none other than Microsoft / Bill Gates that are entering into an agreement. Bill Gates is going into a 20-year loan. By the way, tonight on his channel TV, Dennis Swick is my guest, the founder of his channel, and we get into this subject in more detail, along with other tech-related things. That's on his channel TV. It's the only place you can see that, but you can check it out. But you look at this. This is Bill Gates. Bill Gates, you know, so all these pushes towards environmentalism, throw them out the door, say those on the left, because we want to control the masses of people with AI, says the Marxist. So they use the environment to control you. Got to have an electric vehicle, got to have an electric vehicle, got to have this, got to have that. And then suddenly they're going, well, wait a minute, we have a problem. Let's bring the nuclear power back. By the way, nuclear power is clean, but as we're being told, well, we got to get off of gas, got to get off of petroleum, can't have coal anymore. They're realizing, okay, let's just tell everybody, for the last 70 years, we've been saying how bad nuclear power is. Now we've got to shift gears and tell everybody how wonderful nuclear power is, because Bill Gates, Mr. Bill Gates, wants to make some more money, and he needs to be able to run his AI plants, his AI databases, his AI machinery. Therefore, there you go. Bill Gates, 20-year lease. The U.S. government's involved in this. Yeah, this is a really good idea. I tell you, it's all about money. That's right. All right. Well, Netherlands, check this out. I mentioned in my earlier program today, you can't make this up. We're going to look at the Netherlands. Check this out. Taxpayer-funded Sharia, the Muslim campaign to enforce hijab on toddlers in the Netherlands through children's books. Yep, this is true. On the shelves of Dutch taxpayer-funded libraries, you can now find the children's book Hijab, a Sharia-adherent picture book designed to indoctrinate young Muslim girls. They say young Muslim girls. Indoctrinate young girls, period, that they would just become Muslim. So you look at this. So you have all these perverted things going on here in the government-run schools. What do you have going on in the Netherlands in the government-run libraries, tax-funded libraries? Let's teach Islam. Let's bring it in. Listen, this stuff's bad news. Why are they going after the children? Satan knows. If you can get the kids when they are young, Hitler knew this, the Hitler Youth. You can shape their minds, get them into compliance. People who are older are going to push back against these things. People who are younger are just being indoctrinated. And if you're a parent, you don't stand up to this stuff, that's terrible, but you see what's going on in the Netherlands. Let me tell you, man, they are just coming. They are taking it so hard over there. We have a lot of folks that watch over the Netherlands. Man, you guys have it very tough. We are praying for you here at Hope for Our Times, but God bless you guys. I mean, that is tough. You have big decisions to make. The government's after you, and then you have something like this that's absolutely awful, absolutely terrible. Let's shift gears over to Israel for a minute. So we are now at the time of Rosh Hashanah, Rosh being head, Hashanah is the year, so it's head of the year. But it's really Yom Teruah, or the day of the blast, or the Feast of Trumpets. And so it's beginning next week. Comes Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year, the Day of Atonement, followed by the Feast of Tabernacles. Feast of Tabernacles is a reminder for the Jews that after they crossed the Red Sea, through the miracle of the parting of the Red Sea and Pharaoh's army drowned in the Red Sea, that Israel wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. So the tabernacles built in the streets of Israel for 10 days, remembering that they were wandering, the wandering Jews, wandering in the wilderness. But we've entered into that time, Rosh Hashanah, or the Feast of Trumpets, or the trumpet blast, kicking this time of year off. And then Yom Kippur coming up next week. I appreciate your prayers too. Some of y'all think I'm crazy, but we're going to Jerusalem next week, Lord willing. We'll be there. We'll be able to film, do some filming from Jerusalem. We'll see how long we stay there. But also next week,